Is your financial ceiling okay? Now, your financial ceiling isn't about how much you make, it's about how much you lose. What if I told you the biggest threat to your finance health isn't a market crash, but something far more insidious happening right under your nose? Get ready for the challenging everything you thought you knew about finance security and discover if your ceiling is truly holding up. Now, what is am I talking about? Like and subscribe to my video and understand that this is not financial advice and just coming out for entertainment purposes. And it's just someone who deals with finance for the last 20 years and been doing pretty good about it. But in this video, I'm going to talk about your finance ceiling, what's hitting up there, the cracks you're missing and early signs, reinforcing your beams and building your financial strength, insulating for your future and protecting your growth, and lastly, the bright outlook lifting your financial ceiling. In this video, I'm going to cover all of those. So let's get into this. Is your finance ceiling about to collapse?
100% of the time, if you keep spending more than you make, you're going to financially crash yourself. So why do we do that, Grant?
Most people don't even look up. And what does that mean? I'm going to make this understand that so everyone can understand. You come home and the roof is leaking. And for financial stability, this is going to be very expensive. And here's the thing. Some people do not notice the leak in their roof until the roof collapses. And you know people that this happened with. They ignore the early signs, the wet spot in the ceiling, the moisture. So you do not want to happen to your finances. So why look up at your finance is very crucial. Not just looking at what directly is in front of you, but look around. Because you could have all these issues that in your finances that you do not understand. You might have a spending problem. You might have someone stealing money from you. You might have all these things happening to you or paying for subscription that you don't even know you have. Someone could have stole your credit. A bunch of this stuff you do not know. Early warning signs. The inflation is a silent creep. So how rising costs are eroding your purchasing power without you realizing it. So inflation, we all know what inflation is. If you don't, here's a video about inflation and how this hurts your cash.
So what is inflation, and why do people keep talking about it? Here's some cute bunnies to break it down for you. Inflation is when a carrot that used to cost $1 now costs $5. It's when prices are going up. It can be because growing carrots is becoming expensive for the farmer, so bunnies have to pay the extra cost. It can be because governments and banks are printing more banknotes, which makes the value of money go down. It can be because raccoons and hamsters decide to buy carrots too. More people want to buy the same carrots, which makes them more valuable, and the price goes up. Basically, inflation defines how much your money is worth. But depending on how high or low it is, it can make the same $100 bill buy you a yacht, a house, a pencil, or a carrot.
Now, if you don't know, inflation goes up every year. There's nothing we can do about it. It changes from year to year. So the power of your money you have now might not be the same you have tomorrow. So, and this is the biggest thing you need to understand, and it's a pretty big early warning sign because every year inflation changes and this can affect you. Now, the other thing that can hurt you is the debt drips.
Even if you pay it off perfectly, every study shows that you spend more when you use a credit card.
And what I mean by debt drip, recognize the subtle, significant impact of credit card balances and small loans. It's the small things that add up that get you. So your credit card balance, it could slowly be creeping up every month until you max it out and you don't even notice. 2, these small loans that you keep getting from payday lending, from these phone apps, from all these different things that's going to add up till you can't afford to live monthly.
Americans owe almost $1 trillion in credit card debt. 78% of you that use credit cards do not pay it off every month.
Or it could even be the emergency fund erosion, where your safety net is just shrinking and depleting without you even notice. These are early signs of cracks happening to your finances. So let me go over again. Inflation silent creeping, the debt drip. Your debt just keeps going up and you're just paying the interest only or paying the bare minimum, or emergency fund erosion where you don't even notice your emergency fund slowly leaving. And here's the thing, all these things are going to be happening and you need to understand what's going to be best for you. So if some of these things are happening to you, stop, look at your finances and see what is causing it so you can fix the crack and mend your finance. Because the earlier you catch it, the better off you be. Maybe you have $100,000 in a bank account and it's just sitting there and slowly losing power of the dollar year over year. Or it could even be you're overspending every month and it's slowly taking away from your emergency fund. All these things can affect you and you don't even know until it's too late. Don't let your roof collapse on you. Now, let's talk about reinforcement of your being, building a financial strength. And here's the thing that you need to understand. You want to reinforce your house as much as you can to get the best benefit you can from your money. So this is the thing you need to understand. Automate your savings, set it and forget it. Consistently add to your financial resilience. Keep adding that safety net. Keep putting yourself in a better situation. That is the biggest thing you can do if you want to reinforce your beams on your house. Diversify your income stream beyond your main job. Explore side hustles or passive incomes, stuff that can help you with more income.
Ever wonder why they say that having multiple income streams is a must if you want to be financially stable? Let me explain. Imagine your single source of income as a lonely candle trying to light up the whole room. Every small gust of wind threatening to blow it off. Having multiple candles, however, will make it much less likely that the room will go dark. These candles will be able to withstand much stronger winds. Similarly, your financial situation gets more stable as you have more and more independent income streams. Because even if the economy gets worse and some of these income streams shrink, you still have multiple others to keep you stable.
Diversify your income. You get fired tomorrow, what are you going to do for money? This is the thing you need to understand. Your job is not going to be treating you well. What are you going to do? You're going to stay there and take it? Or what happens if they fire you tomorrow and it takes you 8 months to find another job? This happens. Look at all these videos.
So today will be your last day, effective immediately.
Now, the last thing you can do to reinforce your beams is reduction. So prioritize high interest and create a clear payoff plan. Yes, paying off high interest debt like credit cards will help you. Paying a high interest car loan off. Paying anything high interest off and setting up yourself a goal will help strengthen your finance. The less money that coming out is, the better off you be. So understand, if you want to reinforce your beam or strengthen your finances, the 3 things you can do is automate your savings, diversify your income stream, and strategizing debt reduction. That's all you really can do. There might be a few other things, but if you don't diversify your income, what are you going to do if you lose your job? And that's where you have to think. If you want to strengthen your finances, you have to have multiple streams of income. Nothing else can help you if you lose your job. Now, let's talk about insulating for your future, protecting your growth. Now, here's the thing you need to understand, is understanding the investment basic, the power of compound interest, and to protect against the unexpected. So,
what is the best financial advice you've ever received?
Invest in assets, not liabilities.
What is the worst financial advice you've ever received?
The way to build wealth is saving your money.
So true.
Those are the three things that you need to understand. And what are they really about? If you don't understand investment basic, that means stocks.
First, think about your investing goals because not all investing has the same outcome in mind. For some, it's long-term growth, other medium-term, and for some people, they might be saving for a specific goal and want short-term gains. Once you've figured out your investment goal, then you can figure out what investment vehicle makes the most sense. This chart from Morgan Stanley nicely lays out example goals and which vehicles align best. Personally, I'm investing for the long and medium term right now, so I put my money towards different mutual funds in my 401k, IRA, and brokerage. Other things to keep in mind. 1, it's important to diversify. You don't want all your eggs in one basket, so throwing all your money into something like Tesla is probably not the best idea. And remember that investing is a long game. I promise you will drive yourself crazy if you check the markets every day, so just run the course and don't panic when the market fluctuates.
Bonds, mutual fund, long-term wealth gain. You need to understand what each one of them are. If you don't know what stocks is a piece of ownership of company. A bond is, here's a video.
What are bonds? Bonds are securities where individuals loan money to companies or the government. In exchange for lending money, the individual receives interest plus their money back when the bond matures. For example, if an individual buys a bond for $100 with 4% interest, the individual will receive $4 per year until the bond matures and then will receive the $100 back. Follow for more.
What a bond is, and mutual fund and long-term investment, they're all good things to know. Just understand the basic of investment. It will help you grow in the future. And the next thing is you understanding the power of compound interest. Now, here's a chart about investing $500 a month for 30 years. Without me putting anything else, and it grows 12%, this is how much it grows over 30 years. Yes, that's a lot of money. So this is where you understand the power of compound interest. The investment grows significant over time and consistently. It's not waiting for time in the market. It's consistently investing, growing significant over time, and how to visualize to do it with small increments. Maybe you have to do $10 or $20 a month, and this is what it'll look over 30 years. But at the end of the day, that's better than nothing. And lastly, on this portion is protecting against the unexpected. So this is why you need insurance. This is why you need emergency funds. It is part of your protection. So why insurance? You need health insurance. You need disability insurance. You need life insurance. And I'm talking about actual whole life insurance, not one of these marketing scams. Health insurance that will cover you if something happens, to pay off your house, to protect your family. Health insurance so you don't have to pay an arm and leg in America to get fixed. And disability just in case you get disabled. And there's also one for businesses and personal protection that you can get if you build your wealth high enough that you might need part of your financial infrastructure. So just knowing that you will need protection at some point at every one of these levels. So just understand there's a bunch of insurance you should get if you start building wealth to protect yourself. Yes, it sounds kind of funny. You have to pay for these things, so someone tries to sue you, you have protection. If someone gets hurt at your house, you have homeowner insurance to help you cover it. And even better, if you get sick, you have health insurance that hopefully covers most of that bill. So yes, insulate your future and protect your growth. And lastly, it's the bright outlook. You're lifting your financial ceiling. Goal setting beyond today. Regularly financial reviewing and upward trajectories are the three things you need to understand in this section. And here's the thing about goal setting beyond. Your financial future for retirement, from retirement to major purchases. And this is where you need to understand. What do you want your financial future to be like? Because if you want your financial future to you retire as a multi-millionaire, well, this is a number on the screen that you need to do for 30 years at a 12% interest following the S&P to get $1 million. That's all. Now, I will say that's all, but some people can't even do that. And this is why sometimes it takes some sacrifice. You might not afford that major house purchase. You might have to get a little bit smaller one just so you can afford a proper house. So understand these things, that any purchases and everything else like that could hurt your financial future. So make sure any major purchases, you really have a good grip on it and how it really affects you in the future. And the next part of this is regular financial review. You have to constantly look at your finance at least once a month like a business, or periodically, to make sure you're not slipping up and you're hitting your targets. You can't do nothing if you don't do that. And lastly, is the upward trajectory. Encourage you to look at the future and understand what you can get. Like and subscribe to my video, and that's all I got for you.